Yeah, I mean, I think the insurance industry is the biggest scam in America. I mean, just in general. What the guy in the video said about when you're at a younger age, I think I wouldn't advise this, but because you have to make a plan. So early when you're young, if you have no pre-existing conditions or nothing that your parents passed down to you, you could do without insurance, but you have to put a plan together. I think if you have kids, you should have insurance. Married, you should have insurance. But when you're a single person, you can go without insurance for a period of time. I would say below the age of 30 because it is a scam. Car insurance, health insurance, I mean, they're scams, but they're necessities because when you don't have it, it seems like everything happens. You know what I mean? But when you, everything happens. But when you're young, if you were to, there's a lot of things you have to put in place when you don't have insurance. You know what I'm saying? The number one thing, you got to watch your mouth. You out in public, you get slapped in the mouth, $1,700. You know what I'm saying? That's healthcare. You're gonna have to go get some stitches. So, partying, like you have to curtail your life to not needing to be insured. Everything you do, you have to factor in, okay, it's like risk assessment. What me going here, what are the chances that I'm going to be slapped, they're going to start shooting out, they're going to start, you have to factor in everything. If you as a young person can mitigate risk and do that, then yeah, for a period of time you can do without insurance. But I think when you reach to the age that most of us are, it's a necessary evil, even though it's a scam. Like my last car, like, well, we're talking about health specifically, but even with car insurance, like I haven't, my first accident, I think I was 18 years old. I haven't been into an accident since then. Why the hell is my car insurance so expensive? You know what I'm saying? Like 18, yo, I'm in my 40s now. What are they doing? So it's definitely a necessity at our age, but as a young person, I mean, that's when you're your most active. You can go without it, but there have to be a full understanding of it because everything is a risk. So you would have to curtail your life around that, which may not be fun, but it's possible.
I like that, Jay. Go ahead, Cookie. You want to say something, Sharon?
One more thing, my fault. And then you can be on your parents' insurance like up to 25. Damn, I forgot. If they're still working.
If
So
if you are a student, or I think it's up to 26 if you are a student, kind of still dependent upon them a little bit.
and if they're not retired, I think is another.
Okay. Go ahead, Cookie.
Um, I feel like everybody needs health insurance. I don't think that the problem is the insurance itself. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I think it's the structure of the insurance. When you go in and you look and you pick insurances, if like I'm an educator, so my insurance is provided by my school district, but you can also go in and look. The thing about insurance is you have to go in and be an adult and research what insurances will let you do what, right? So I feel like everybody should have insurance. This is why. But it's a certain type. You have to find an insurance that allows holistic medication. You have to find an insurance that allows massages. You have to find an insurance that covers acupuncture. You have to find the insurance. You have to pick the insurance that lists the things that you are into for you. That way you don't pay. I get I get 10 free acupuncture sessions every 6 months. You know what I mean? With my insurance, and you wouldn't think that existed, but I think people need to research their insurance more before than just saying, I'm getting like medical insurance and it's this kind and I'm just pay for it. No, you get to pick like you would pick a car or like you would pick any kind of what kind of deductible you want on your vehicle. You get to pick your insurance. That's my first point. My second point is I feel like people need insurance because I had a sinus surgery probably like 10 years ago, and my anesthesiologist alone charged me $90,000 just to put me to sleep. Okay. And if you're like a regular schmegular person, and I'm only 41, if you're not a regular schmegular person, if you're one of those people, you need to have health insurance because 80% of that was covered by my insurance. The rest I'm gonna let ride out um, on my credit score. I don't believe in paying the other 20%. I'm just throwing it out there. If a man don't want to marry me because of that, that's cool. I think 80% is enough for my hospital.
What?
I don't pay it. It doesn't keep you from buying anything. I bought a house with medical bills. It doesn't. Not in Texas anyway. The third reason is things pop up, and if you don't have cash on deck, then you're screwed. And I feel like as a country, not only are the pesticides bad and all the food just bad, and we're getting the hybrid food and we're getting the junk food from all over the world, this whole discussion shouldn't be happening because we're one of the only countries left in the world where we literally have to pay for healthcare in general. So it's tragic. I feel like maybe we all should just move and just avoid this conversation altogether.
Go ahead, Shan.
And I just piggyback off what he said. I had surgery, and my doctor told me in the room, when they pull you into that room, it is $64 a minute to have when you're having surgery. At least at Emory, it was at that point. It may have gone up since then. That was before COVID. $64 a minute in the surgery when you're getting surgery in the room. Once you roll in that room, the time starts ticking because that could be somebody else's room. $64 a minute. That's a lot of money. I had a blood transfusion with my daughter. That was up in, I think it was like $65,000. I didn't pay a dime, not 1 cent. I paid a $45 copay, and it was so imagine. So so I was just piggybacking off what Cookie said, but go ahead.
Before I go to Hink, does anyone know how? Because we do have entrepreneurs, so would you say the entrepreneur may just have his own healthcare plan, or do you think that they're paying out of pocket when they have situations like that?
If they're smart, they would enroll. They have like solo plans where you might be paying like $600 every 3 months, or you could set up the payment situation how you would want to. I think most entrepreneurs may go without it, early, like first starting out entrepreneurs. But once you get in there, yeah, you'll set up a personal plan, for yourself. And especially if you have a family, or, if you're married, like, who was that? Luis was saying, like the wife, I mean, no, that was Day West. It was saying her dad was on his wife's plan. If you're married and she has a job with insurance, you're on her plan. But I think most single entrepreneurs, they'll set up a solo plan. They're out there. They're, of course, pricey, but it'll be better than if you get caught without it. If you get caught without it, like Shan just said, $65,000, dog. You're gonna have that cloud over your head. That's on your credit. That's a lot.
The other thing too is that I think again we've talked about discipline, and I think that's part of it too. Is you may not necessarily need to, depending on your situation, because everybody's situation is different, is the same amount of money that they, let's say, take out, each month, or take out your paycheck for healthcare, right? Especially if you're young. If you were disciplined and took out that same amount and just, put it on the side for yourself, not saying that it would cover, like if there was a huge incident like what happened with Shan, or even in my situation when I had my son, just his bill alone was over $100,000 when I had him. So yes, in that situation, that's not going to work. But what I'm saying is to get the lowest medical plan, like the whatever the one that Shan was saying, kind of like when you get car insurance, you get that basic coverage or whatever. If you could do that with the medical, and then you just start stacking have a medical account where you're putting money in that can help as well. Because that I did myself personally. And when situations arose, I already had that money on deck, depending on how much, when I went to the doctor, how much I had to cover.
No, why I say at our age is a necessity is something
No,
simple.
that's what I said, when you're young.
Yeah,
When you're young, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
But no, I was saying, like, to piggyback what I was talking about earlier, as far as our age, it's a necessity. It's definitely a necessity. Like, I was just, my friends would tell me, oh, these edibles, they'll help your back pain, ease your, So I'm sitting in the crib one night and I was like, let me try this. One edible, nothing. Two edibles, nothing. Three edibles, nothing. When I tell you, probably like 2.5 hours later, dog, I started seeing stuff and I looked in the mirror. I looked like a werewolf. Like, I was going crazy.
I'm mistaken. Does that sound familiar?
I had to go to the emergency room.
Popping them back like Tic Tacs.
Yo, my heart was beating. My heart was beating out of my chest. I thought I was going to cry. I thought I was about to die. That feeling, you know what I mean? They was like, because I didn't, I never took them. So
I know the feeling you're feeling, Jay. Just understand. I know.
I was like, I went to the emergency room. First of all, I crawled to my car. That's how disoriented I was. I crawled out the front door to my car, got in there somehow.
How many milligram was each one?
Damn, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, please, God, get me to this hospital. Thank you. Please, please, please. I'm saying a prayer, boom. Get into the emergency room. I couldn't even write my name on the sign-in sheet, That's how these edible. Never again in my life, But something that simple. I'm in my house relaxing, nice Friday night, pop some edibles. All of a sudden, emergency room, and all they did was just give me a nap. Shoot me up with some shit to put me to sleep. I was in there like going crazy. They're like, calm down, nigga. You having a panic attack. You took too many edibles. You know what I'm saying? Like $1,300.
What did the doctor tell you when you went to the emergency room?
I was a victim at your house.
I can't believe it, Jesus.
Don't do it. All I'm
Man,
saying is don't eat
y'all some goddamn dope fiends, man. Y'all some dope fiends, man.
Her birthday.
Y'all some dope fiends, man.
It sounded like you took somewhere between 800 and 1,000 milligrams, man.
Okay.
Get to that point, it sounded like you took like those were like heavy duty. Yeah, man. Before y'all take edibles, it's very important to read like how much is each one, and sometimes all you need is half of one.
But see, that's the stupid thing. Like, why would I buy a gummy bear and then just bite the head off? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how stupid edibles are. They'll give you a gummy bear, which I mess with the Harabos. Eat a Harabo.
Goddamn dope fiends.
With a gummy bear, you only supposed to bite the head off of an edible, dog. I'm like, why would I know? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, you ate the whole body?
Yeah.
Oh, you going to hell? Yeah, I ate the whole body. It's a gummy bear.
Every year, because I don't want y'all to think that really be going on in my house. So every year for my birthday, I have to correct it. Every year for my birthday, I try something that I've never done before. And that year that happened, that was the first time that I ever tried that. And we'll say that was the last time that I ever
try it.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Mistaken. Have you ever tried any white lions? Maybe some sugar booger.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
Here on the Lapeef Network, Lapeef and Sunday, we do not promote the use of or overuse of any recreational non-prescribed.
Yeah,
that was
my health insurance.
Y'all out here pushing no health care and y'all trying these drugs? God.
I agree.
No, I actually did research on that. That's why I was okay. I really did. Because because I heard that it also helps with like ADHD, things like that. Like
Anxiety.
it has anxiety. So I actually did some research on it and just kind of learned some of the history behind why, you know, they wouldn't make it, you know, legal and stuff like that. And it, believe it or not, has to do with racism. And I had no idea. Not
Imagine the irony of taking
It
something
does.
so you don't have anxiety and you end up in the
And it
ER
causes
having a panic
anxiety.
With anxiety.
Exactly.
Them edibles whooped y'all's ass.
Man.
Baby,
Yeah.
did it ever?
Yeah, I was
We don't
damn
need to
near
hear no
grabbing
no
people by the
details.
collar,
We
yo.
don't need
Like,
to hear
help
no
me,
no
nigga.
details.